So I come down to our calving pen and the cow was started. So I grabbed the feet and pulled her out. The cow came over and licked it off. And I go in to wash my hands and make one realization. I'm not wearing a wedding ring anymore. Alrighty, 150 number 2 is put back together. I pulled the shields off it, checked the air filter. There was a wire that was shorting out in there, so I kind of threw a bunch of goop on the wire and threw an old radiator hose around it to keep it from rubbing through again. I reconnected one of the wires for the remote control board that fell out. Gonna hit it with the grease gun, and then I gotta pull it ahead. So my plug here is halfway. Check the rear planetaries on it, and yeah, give it a grease, and she should be good to go. That wire on the starter shorted out, and the battery was completely dead when we went to try to start it. And put the battery charger on it for 2 days at like 10 amp charge, and unhooked it for a day and left it. Came back, I don't know, 2-3 days later, and just bumped the key and it wanted to take off. So seems like the batteries are still in good shape, which is good because I put those in right at the end of last season when I did all that. So if those went bad, I would have been really upset. But I'm gonna give it a greasing, pull it ahead so those plugs are perfectly level, and yeah, I think that's it for this one. Already changed the oil. Air filter was surprisingly clean for sitting out at the pit sucking in dust. There was a return line off the fuel pump. I got a new line on that, so she should be good to go, hopefully. Alright, got your camera set up here. I'm gonna go try to start this thing. She only smokes when she drinks. Is that loud?
Yeah. I might have... If you want me to come on, then I can ride with you.
Yeah, I don't think we're going riding yet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Conveniently got my plug right in front of a barrel, so this is gonna be fun. And of course my other side is down at the bottom, so I'll have to move it to check each one. Awesome. Call this one the captain's view. cross our fingers and hope that that plug is in the right spot. And new. Close, but no. I will probably back it up another foot. Dang it all. You step in the puddle? You step in the puddle? Oh, we got the white done. We gotta run out and get the turbo till and get that all greased up, looked over, stopped. And this tractor has a remote for that white, so I got to check and see how the batteries are holding up in these little remotes. I stopped in the other tractor and grabbed this one. So we get them looked over, and if we got to get new batteries, get them now. So it isn't the day of hauling manure, and we realized we can't even use these. So there she be. And there's manure pump I got to get gone over too. God, we're busy. But at least the weather's nice. And before it rains again, I'd like to get plastic picked up because all the bale pile, it was buried in snow and mud all winter. But it's got to be picked up. And I don't like looking at it. Yuck. So since there's this nice field just sitting here, not doing nothing, and I got it hooked up, we're gonna go make sure it still works. Just so I can say it worked some dirt today.
Yeah, we're planting seeds to grow a tree for right now. See it on our YouTube.
Oh yeah, we're doing it now, Cole. There you go, field work has begun. Well, I did a quick test of the remotes and they were working from standing over there, so the batteries must have actually held up, so that's good. So this thing is all ready to go. Now I just gotta grab a grease gun and go attack that turbo till. And after that, I'm probably gonna go pick up plastic. Bae. So, away we go. So, while greasing the turbo till, discovered there was a bearing out, and I don't have a big enough socket to take this off, and we're just gonna run it over to the other place and do it there. So we're gonna run it on the road over to the other place and get all the neighbors talking, think we're headed out to the field doing tillage or something. So I don't know how well that'll show in camera, but that green stuff right there, that's all that rye we seeded, and it is starting to look pretty good. I didn't seed right here, so you can kind of see the difference from where I seeded to where it did, or where I didn't to where it did. So that's coming up. That's going to be nice. It's kind of a...
Why is it?
Because it holds the dirt. That way all the dirt doesn't wash away.
Well, is there water? Is there water over there?
Yeah, there is.
Why?
Because it's been raining for like the past 2 months.
I think it needs soil. We need to get at that field so we can put some soil right there.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, this bearing was our bad one. And we didn't have a new one on hand, but we did have a pretty good one we pulled off for some reason. I don't know. It'll probably go bad again. Who cares? You can already see the seal. Doesn't look the healthiest. But we got that one in. That one down there, that big nut was loose.
Yeah.
So the discs were loose, so we had to tighten that up. And of course, the old cotter pin, or no, roll pin, did not want to come out of that one. Neither did it want to come out of this one. So this one got a bolt. We didn't have another bolt, so now I got to find something to put in there. So that's done. And get that cotter pin in. Realized the remotes were leaking on the tractor, so I got to put new O-rings in there. And then the greatest thing that happened that we discovered, or I discovered, was I had grease on my gloves that I put in my sweatshirt pocket. So when I slip my phone in my pocket, now I got a greasy phone. Life's awesome. Mondays, right? And wouldn't you know it, I do not have roll pins, but I got a big assortment of cotter pins, so we're gonna find one that fits in here. I'm not thrilled about how much is sticking out, so I'm gonna get a hammer and bash that side in, you know, for safety. Well, not quite good enough for the girls that I go out with, but probably good enough for the girls that you go out with. So while this tractor's in the shop, I thought I'd give a little PSA. Now you're probably wondering, where is the front grill to this tractor? This is what happens when you don't set a parking brake all the way on a manure tank. It'll roll. So my cousin was loading his tank and he didn't have the parking brake set all the way. So after it started filling about halfway, it decided it was going to roll back. And you can always tell when your tank starts rolling because the big spout that goes into the tank, it won't be in the center anymore. It'll be up in front. So even if it rolls really slowly, you can see it. Well, his idea was, instead of just jumping off this tractor, jumping in his tractor and cranking the parking brake more, was to try to stop the tank with the front tire. On the back of the manure tank, there's a big spout. So if you look real close, you can see the indent from that spout. So this tractor was actually nice, straight, beautiful. And then that happened. Just knocked out all her teeth. So I tell him, you need to get a new front cowl. He's like, well, no, we'll just build a big old brush guard on there so next time it happens. I was like, this is the first ever and only time it's ever happened. Most people just set their parking brake. That was 3 years ago. Still ain't got a front grill.